I think that I would be known as someone who keeps his word and does what I say I'm going to do, and I think that's important. I came to Pratt Feeders in 1982. When I first came here, I said, well, I'm going to be here 5 or 6 years, and then we'll go somewhere else. And 36 years later, we just recently moved to Wichita, Kansas, where we retired. In fact, I turned the job down once before I came back to them, and we made the decision to come here. Cattle Facts was a really good learning experience for me. I got exposed to the economics of the business, the ups and downs of the market, the things that influenced the market. It was a hard move. Denver was thriving and a lot going on, and a lot of amenities that we gave up to come here, but we got closer to family and got involved with a really good group of owners here, and I was then later on able to buy into the feed yard and become an owner, and still am today. I grew up in Wabaunsee County, Kansas, about 30 miles southeast of Manhattan, where Kansas State is. I learned hard work. I think I learned honesty. I learned how to bale a lot of hay. I grew up on a multifaceted farm. We had a little bit of everything there, and we farmed and had a small dairy and had some sows and raised some hogs, and also used some feeder cattle. I learned early on that agriculture took time and hard work, and you had to go out when it was snowing and raining and cold, and I guess it didn't deter me enough that I decided to do something different. I met my wife Julie at Kansas State when we were students. We got married in October of 1972, and we have 3 grown children and 5 grandchildren. We'll celebrate our 47th wedding anniversary here later this year. It's been a good ride. It was hard. Our days here were relatively long. As time went on, I tried to be more focused on not spending all of my time here and to get home. And as our children became more involved in school activities and athletics, that kind of thing, we always tried to make an effort to be there. I mentioned I was in the National Guard. As you advanced in the Guard, you had more demands of your time. That is a challenge and something that you really have to focus on, or you can let your work become the main focus. Retirement's been good, and it allowed me to get more involved in industry affairs. It's been a good transition. I'm still involved as an owner, and I still feed some cattle, and I still manage the farm for the company, but I don't miss the day-to-day headaches, you know, the weather and the markets dropping out and those kinds of things that you have to deal with. I do really miss the interaction with the customers. It's a relationship business, and so developing relationships and getting people to trust you, you know, it takes a pretty big trust for somebody to put a load of cattle that's worth $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 and put them on the road, and sometimes send them hundreds of miles from home to people that you might not have met, and trust them that they're going to take care of them. And I always felt like the smallest customer was just as important as the big guy, and I hope that they will look at me as being a good partner for their business over the years that we were able to work together. You learn by doing, you learn by making mistakes and correcting them. And I think too, surrounding yourself with good people. You want them to do the job like you would want it, do it if you could do it yourself. And so it's a team effort. It's not just Jerry Bohn or one individual, but it takes a team to run an operation like this. Our involvement with U.S. Premium Beef in 1996, and then as we became a certified Angus beef partner feed yard in the early 2000s, just really caused us to kind of reevaluate what we were buying and what we were doing, and we then began to focus more on carcass quality, focus more on hopefully satisfying consumer demand for better beef, and I think the whole industry has headed in that direction, but that was certainly something that we chose to do there 20 to 25 years ago. We focused more on managing individual animals, getting them to their desired out point on every animal that we can, minimizing the discounts that come with the way we used to do it, sell a whole pen at the same time, and you had some that were too big and too light, and now we try to market them so that everybody is in the place where the market wants them to be. Years ago, everything was sold on an average, so the good ones, the sorry ones, and everything in between all brought the same price, and today that's not the case. We consistently have pens of cattle here that we're bringing back several dollars above the market, above the cash market because of the quality that they're producing. you don't run a business for practice, and so obviously making a profit and doing it the right way was important to us, and I think that allowed us to be successful because we did focus on doing things the right way, being honest and having integrity, and we did what we said we'd do. And I think also in that game you have to be competitive too, and so it was important that we pay attention to what costs were, and I think as a result of that, over years built up a pretty decent reputation for our industry and for what we do and the people that we are.